If you want to hear how I'm doing on my rolling project pan, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and yes, we are talking rolling project pan today. And I have some changes for you. Yeah, I want to do a check-in with the products that I had in the last update. And I want to talk about some changes to the rolling project pan. So let's first off take a look at the products. And I think that as I show you the products, you will know why I'm making changes to the rolling project pan. So let's get right into it. As usual, let's talk about products that I did not use and going towards items that I did use. One that I did not use is this Joe Fresh pencil, and I did not use it because I am going to be going lighter on my in my hair color, and you'll see that this is kind of a light pencil compared to what I'm using in my brows right now. I am trying to use up deeper colors in my brows right now because my hair is going to get lighter and lighter and lighter, and actually every month or so you're going to see some lighter shades show up in my hair. And so I am going to save this pencil for when I can use it where it's a good match, as opposed to forcing it right now. It's just makes a lot more sense to use up my deeper shades. And funny enough though, I did not really use this one, which is a Rita Hazen. It's actually a root cover-up product, and I'm not using it in my brows. I find it's a little bit too much of a cool deep brown as opposed to a warm deep brown, and it doesn't match me very well. So I'm using it sometimes. I think I used it a total of twice since the last update, but I'm not a big fan of it right now, and I think that these two really, for those reasons, need to go out of my project. And I think if anything, I might try to use this back again in my roots as opposed to in my eyebrows. So yeah, I'm on the fence as far as whether I'm going to leave it in the project. I have to decide if I do want to use it as root touch-up because it's a little bit more complicated than just using the crayon to do what it is that I need to do. This one I only used a few times, but I'm very happy. Do you see the pan right in the corner there? So I am definitely making progress, but I want to park this bronzer, which I love to smell every time I open it up. I need to park this bronzer because I want to use something else, another bronzer, and I think that it has been in my rolling project pan for so long that I need to rekindle my love for it, and I think that just because of familiarity, I'm getting tired of it. So I want to roll it out for a couple of other options. And this one is my Tarte Insight blush, and I had made some considerable progress on this blush, and I have kind of the same situation with the butter bronzer where I want another default blush, and I don't know which one it is that I want, but it's not this one. So I'm going to roll this one out of the project as well. Now you'll hear as I'm saying the stuff I'm having come out of my collection, I don't necessarily have a replacement for it, but there's a reason, so hang on. I'll keep going through the products that I have right now, and then we'll get into it. This is another product that has been in this project, and I am very excited to say that I am really making some progress, and I almost have enough to fold it over one more time. So there's a big air pocket in the middle. I don't think that you can see it. I can see it through the ring light, but there's a big air pocket in the middle. I can really push the product up. So the next time you see this, I'm probably going to have another fold over to show more progress, but I have been using it a lot. This past month, I used it a lot. And also used another product that I'm very happy that I used. So I usually leave the clip on here so that I can keep the folds going. I like it. It's the Lancôme Juicy Tubes. I don't know the color, but I really enjoy it. It is an older gloss in my collection, and I'm trying to finish it And because I'm focusing on it quite a bit, I'm doing a good job. So I'm just gonna keep at it. Something else that is still in my rolling project pan, but that is looking different, is this one. And this is the deep color right here. And it's the AQUA XL M56 from Makeup Forever. Let me just show you the empty container. You might recognize it as this. So I depotted it and was shocked by just how much product there was in it. And I had to depot it because it was almost impossible to get the product out because I had pushed the container all the way to as much as I could get out. Look at how much is left, that deep brown. Look at how much is left. There was a ton in there. So I have combined it with two, you'll see here and here, two, what are they called? Urban Decay primer potions. This is the Sinner, or Sin, not Sinner, Sin, and this is the original. And so I'm using all three, depending on what eye look I'm planning for today, I'm using all three as eye primer. And today I have the AQUA XL only on my eyes. And it's a very rich matte brown. And it's great to do a brown look, although you can pretty much cover it up with any deeper shade that you're going to use. But I find it does a really good job. I use it on my lid and all the way just to the top of my crease and then blend it out. I find it works nicely, and because it's in here, it's more accessible than that little container that I had. So I'm going to keep it in the project, but by default, I'm adding those two samples to the mix, which increases the weight a little bit. And I'm guessing the container as well is adding a little bit to the weight, but that's okay. That's okay because I think it's a good addition. I'm glad I depotted it, and it just helps me move ahead with that product. And because it's now my eye primer, I'm using it every day. So I'm finally going to be able to get it through this rolling project pan. Two more products. This one is a product that I finished, but it's in a different container. Let me explain. So what I had was the Cover FX Moonlight drops. Never mind my nails, I'm getting them done today, or I'm doing them. I don't have somebody doing it. I'm doing them today. But here it is. So you would say, well, Hélène, it's not finished because it's full. No, no, no. I refilled it because I love the dropper in here. So you can see I can get a drop very easily. And I put a very small drop of this in my foundation every day. And this is the product that I used to refill this Cover FX bottle. So I cleaned it out quite nicely and then emptied out this bottle. So this is the little container that you will see in the weigh-in, because obviously I can't weigh this empty container because it's full. I think it's about the same weight, just because the container is very similar. There's just a little bit of a difference in height, but at the same time, it's got to be really close. I don't have proof of that because I didn't have these two containers full to begin with to weigh the difference, but I think you'll give me a pass on this. I have finished it so nicely that I had to refill it. There's no better proof that I finished a product. It's fantastic. And this was very, very full, so there's no way that there could have been a ton left in here because it was literally empty. I don't know why I had to justify it so much for this past product. I think you know I finished it. All right, speaking of finishing, here is another product that I finished that I never thought I would get through this thing. It is the Estee Lauder High Gloss, and it was a beautiful gloss. It was fantastic. I'm so happy I finished it. And it smelled great. It looked great on my lips, and I have no idea why it took me so long, but this is an ultimate trophy. This feels so good to finish up because I kept being worried. I enjoyed it, but I kept being worried that it was going to go bad, and I would have been so sad to have such a nice gloss in my collection and not be able to finish it. So I'm really, really pleased to have finished this product. Now let's talk about what is staying and how I am going to add to my rolling project pan going forward. And a few of these products are in that category. I am going to be adding products that either I want to finish because I'm just not focusing on and there's not that much left, or the products are going to migrate from my 10 uses project, which I have just started. If you want to see the intro for my, actually the first update for my 10 uses project, I'm going to put it right here. And some of the products that you've seen are in that project. So the AQUA XL was in there because I needed to make sure that I was actually starting to use it. So it is staying in my rolling project pan. I said I was on the fence for this one, but I'm going to include this Rita Hazen deep brown / black root touch-up because I think that I can use it for actual root touch-up again, even though it's depotted. And these two are products that were also in the 10 uses project and, or are, I shouldn't say were, are in the 10 uses project. And I've decided that once I get through the 10 uses, I just want to keep using them in this rolling project pan because I would like to finish them. And it's the Too Faced Milk Chocolate and Chocolate Soleil. They came as a couple of bonus items from in a couple of Sephora orders, and I really enjoy them. There's a deeper one and a lighter one, and so I can just mix up as the weather changes and my skin gets lighter as we head into winter. And there's only one more product I want to talk about, and that is this Sephora Classic liner, and it has a felt tip, and there's not that much left in it, but I keep thinking it's going to dry out, and I do have, by mistake, I have a second one open. So I would like to finish this one so that I can not have, right now I have 3 black felt liners open, and I really, actually 4. I have a Stila one too. I have 2 Sephoras, 1 Ciate, and 1 Stila. And so I really would like to get this one done and out since I have 2 of the same type open at the same time, again, by mistake. So I'm going to add this one to the rolling project pan. And if I didn't mention, I am going to put this one in again in the rolling project pan because it's a second sample size that is going to last me months, but I want to keep focusing on using an illuminator as part of my foundation routine. And I think that one more go at a sample will really reinforce that behavior for me because I like the slight glow that it gives a foundation, so I don't feel like I've got like a flat face when I use a CC cream or a straight foundation. So let's recap what is going to be in my rolling project pan going from October on until things change. Again, the Sephora Classic Felt Liner, the 2 Too Faced Chocolate Bronzers, the Primer Potions and the AQUA XL M56 as eye primer. We talked about the Cover FX drops. The Rita Hazen, but changing it to a root touch-up product as opposed to a brow product because it's too cool for the brows for me. And the Juicy Tubes that I have already identified I'm still working on. So that is 3, 6, 7 products, and I am not putting a blush back into the rolling project pan. I will still use the Tarte Insight as a default blush, but right now I'm not going to the default. I don't see the point of keeping a product in a rolling project pan if I'm constantly using other blushes. And part of the reason I'm using other blushes constantly is because I have the Palette Roulette project. I'll put the latest one here. And I get blushes selected for me constantly, and it's not a bad thing. I'm using so much more of my collection, and I don't want to feel bad that the blush in my rolling project pan is not being used. when I'm being very purposeful about why it's not getting used. So it just doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense for me to not to feel bad about not using it. All right, that is it. I'm going to show you progress pictures over time and the change in weight from last month to this month on my rolling project pan. I will have also, you will see the picture for the new starting weight with the new selection of products. And I look forward to reporting back because it's going to be a little bit different, obviously, this time around. Enough talking. Let's take a look at the pictures. I hope you enjoyed this update. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every time. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.